Okay, so I want to just review the various aspects of the rubric. So when you begin your final revision and editing process, you'll understand exactly how I will be evaluating your paper. First off, I want to look at the focus. And again, as I've tried to impress upon you throughout this project, especially after the note cards were finished, was to come up with a good thesis sentence that accurately mentions or describes the three connections you'll be making with the novel, rather than one single word for each connection, such as family, religion, and education. I've showed you models, which are still up on Blackboard under assignments, where you ideally want to at least have a phrase to introduce each of your connections, and again looking for precise diction and really in the proper sequence. Okay, the fact that you have these connections are making the proposition that the author's life does reflect itself in his or her novel, that makes it arguable. Moving along to support and elaboration. Here again you have each of these connections, and you want to have a position that's richly supported with relevant information. From the outlines themselves, it appeared that most students have ample research. Okay, so it's a matter of trying to spend some time with each piece of research you want to include in the paper, and then connect it to the novel that you've read, and also have some commentary in there. In other words, what can you say about each connection? If you were going for an A or even a B for that matter, and if on this particular part, effective weaving of varied sources throughout the paper. So the idea here is that after the first connection's over, that resource may be mentioned again later on in the paper. And ideally the best papers will weave in and out of the resources rather than talking about one and being done with it, going to the next one, being done with it, and so forth. Okay, so for the three-part here, you'd want at least two examples of this varied resource rather than proceeding one at a time. And again, just something looking for some insight. What have you discovered about your author? So again, this is really an important part. This is the body of your composition. Okay. Moving along to organization, I've tried to talk to some students in terms of have you organized your connections in the best possible manner, in the best possible sequence. Okay, so if you have that sequence done, then you will need transitions to thread the body's paper body paragraphs together, and we talked about those last week, having these transitional sentences that relate back to the previous connection and lead forward to the new connection. You can check that To Kill a Mockingbird paper for samples of that. And again, we want to have hopefully proper paragraphing, okay, rather than over here these full page paragraphs. Okay. The next part would be introduction, topic, sentences, and conclusion. Again, I've showed you some samples of introduction. The papers that have been sent to me look like they've read the examples and have a really good job of introducing the author and what this paper will be about. Very important then is each topic sentence. So whenever a paragraph begins, there should be some type of topic sentence, something that has some opinion in it, something that might be arguable or debatable, something that might connect back to your thesis, rather than a simple piece of research such as William Golding served in World War II. What's going to happen in that paragraph is simply you'll be giving research without any purpose other than that he served in World War II. What would that paragraph be about? What is the connection that you're going to thread his war experience to? Okay, and then with the conclusion, I've offered you some samples there as well. You really want to get beyond just simply restating the thesis and the various connections. Okay, so look over those samples, look over the 4 or 5 different ideas with regards to creating a conclusion, and hopefully that will be of help to you. Conventions of English, again, we're just really hoping, or I'm really hoping, that you do spend, and Mrs. Linsky I'm sure would agree, that you do spend time with editing the paper, looking at varying sentence beginnings, looking at diction, looking at mechanics, and if you're not sure about this, please have somebody that you feel might have some expertise in just proofreading a paper. Okay, because again, this is something that, especially the language and sentence beginnings, the syntax, we've really looked at this throughout the whole year, and it's my hope, and perhaps yours as well, that this paper can be a showcase for all the skills that you've picked up this year. Okay, so that's an overview of the rubric, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay.